Yeah, it was at Stream Key.
Hmm.
Yeah, now I'm showing us live. Or starting. And yeah, we are live, Evan.
All right.
Finally. Man, sorry about that, folks.
Well, things happen.
Man, yeah, our Stream Key that we usually use decided, hey, you've used us enough.
Time for a fresh key, huh?
Yeah.
Cut a new key.
So we're good, though. We're live on this Tuesday. I am feeling much better, man.
You had a little cough?
Mad dude. So Friday I'm at work, and I felt fine in the morning. I was joking around, everything else. Around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I started, I don't know, I didn't feel right. And then all of a sudden, I went to lunch, and when I got back, it just hit me. It hit me hard. And my shop foreman was like, dude, go home. I was like, I'm all right. And he goes, what'd you do? Sneeze in your hand? I just got sick. So he went and got like our service manager, and he's walking around the corner, and I look up, and my eyes are bloodshot red. I'm hugging a trash can. He says, put your shit away and go home. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, I didn't want to, man. You know, shit. I feel better when I'm at work.
I understand. And yeah, you hate to stop, and you might be in the middle of something, and people want their car for the weekend, you know.
Yeah, and I had a car I was trying to finish, and, you know, I know. But so if I'm a little stuffy, I apologize. I still got a little bit. Not bad, though. Feel much
stuff's
better.
going around this, last couple of weeks, all the junk, the respiratory and everything else. And it's that time of year.
Yeah. Hey, before we get going, I want to say, me and you did a show back, a year or so ago, where we did a city council meeting. And the guy I got that idea before me and Evan even did it. And what I did was the Decatur City Council meeting. I would kind of go through, or we would play parts of it, and we'd just kind of talk about it, you know. And I actually got that idea from a dude named Greg Bishop, and he is a reporter now at the state house. So, you know, I was lucky enough. I worked at a internet radio station, and so I got to sit in with one of the shows he did there. So I met Greg a couple times, and I'm Facebook friends with him, and, you know, stuff like that. And his wife passed away Sunday, and man, our condolences. But yeah, Greg's a great guy, and, you know, Megan will be missed. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that would suck, dude.
Yeah.
But sorry to start the show off on a down note, but we'll have some fun tonight. And, you know, but yeah, just, man, your loved ones, man. And make sure you're not wasting a bunch of time on a bunch of bullshit. Drama, all that, it ain't worth it. No, I mean, in the long run, man, you waste so much time on that shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Yeah.
it
Just
is.
think to yourself, if they weren't there tomorrow, would it matter?
Yeah.
What you're talking about right now.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
But, you know, to each his own, I guess. But anyway, it is Tuesday. We're usually live Monday evenings, and I had to take an extra day. Yesterday, if I talked for too long, I'd start coughing, and I can actually kind of feel one coming on. So if I throw the microphone aside, don't pay me no mind.
All right.
Evan, anything interesting
Mm,
past week?
no, it's been pretty slow here.
Here too.
No, just news in general, life. It seems to be something every day, but just the craziness in the world. But nothing new here. It's been pretty slow.
Yeah. Well, don't look too far out of your circle, man. I mean, shit. There's been craziness going on in the world since since the beginning of the world.
Oh, that's true. It's you got to view it as entertainment. You just kind of ride it. If you
Yeah. Well,
years ago, I used to have such angst about everything and the was going on, and I just realized you can't drive yourself nuts about it, and there's nothing you can do, unfortunately. So you have to let it go, and it took me a while to figure that out.
yeah. I mean, unless you're going to go, to either Washington or if it's for another country you're pissed off or supporting, unless you're going to go there, yeah, nobody really fucking cares about your opinion about it. I mean, and
you could complain on Facebook, but who cares?
yeah. And honestly, dude, I've gotten away from posting anything political, or they can be. I try not to anyway, I should say. But sometimes, there's little things that I've said where I've had some like diehard Republicans and shit. Oh man, you don't know what's going on. Oh, okay.
None of us do.
Okay, yeah. None of us do. And if you think you do, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
But man, we got there's actually a little bit of funny news tonight, Evan. I think we're going to kind of switch it up, and we're going to start with that. A Florida man eats diet of butter, cheese, and beef.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Well, cholesterol seems to be oozing out of his pores, Evan.
Oh, I think I saw a picture on that flipping through. I heard something. Okay. How much butter are you eating that you're sweating butter?
Man. And look, the first time you sweat butter, isn't that like a sign? You know what? Maybe I ought to kick back on the butter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And here's the other thing. Is this dude crapping?
Probably quite easily.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's eating a bunch of beef and cheese on top of it. I mean, he's like creating cement and then in his stomach, and then maybe using the butter to get it out. I don't know.
I think all the beef and the cheese would really stop you up, but all that butter. Okay, I'm curious why he's doing this. Is it for some reason to raise his cholesterol? Is he trying to prove a point? I'm wondering for a reason.
I don't know. It just said.
Okay, if you ever go
it
to a
doesn't
doctor
say
who has
why
blood
he
work-
did it. That he adopted a carnivore diet 8 months prior. His diet included between 6 to 9 pounds of cheese, sticks of butter, and daily hamburgers that had additional fat incorporated into them.
That's not exactly what they call carnivore diet, is it? I mean,
I'm almost thinking he was trying to put on weight.
I'm curious the whole cholesterol thing, because if you've ever had go to a doctor, have blood work done, all that stuff, your cholesterol, mine, it was marginally high, and they want to put you on statins and all that stuff, which are really bad for you. Your brain runs on cholesterol. Your brain's made of cholesterol. You don't want to just cut cholesterol out.
Right.
And diet-wise, there was some Eskimos or something. I guess you're not supposed to use that term anymore. I just found that out. Anyway.
What, Eskimo?
Yeah, I guess it's not a correct term, but anyway, let's move on. I
Okay.
don't want to get into that crap.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, like this area where they ate so much like whale fat because their diet is just like what they could get,
Oh,
and it was insanely high cholesterol their diet. But when they did their blood work and everything, their blood cholesterol was like it was perfect. It was absolutely fine, and it was just like, wait a minute, this is exactly opposite of what we would think, but what we're told. Make
man.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe not.
No, it does. It makes too much sense. But
So I was just wondering, what was this dude up to that he.
I'm telling you what, man, I almost think it was like he was probably working out because I see a picture of his hands and it's not like he's morbidly obese.
Uh-huh.
So I almost think he read something on the internet that said, "Oh, you want to put on muscle mass? Eat all this shit." And the dumbass didn't do any research and this
You want to put on weight? Yeah, load up your stomach with meat and cheese, and I don't know. Like I said, I guess the butter would kind of help kind of move things out. But
yeah, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, too much cheese will bind your ass up.
Man. And he was eating, what did they say, 6 to 12 pounds a
Who
day.
they say like you eat a steak, it like takes like 24 hours for it to. They say rot in your gut.
Oh,
That it totally takes for it to break down in your body. And yeah, I think he was trying to just put on weight, stopping himself up. Huh. I don't know. If that's the way you want to try to kill yourself or whatever, I don't know.
I guess. Next story, Evan, is assassination of an escort leads to miniskirt ban and world's least popular parliament. So here's a story, Evan. This
I'm already
driver,
against any miniskirt ban. I'll tell you that. I don't like where this is going at all.
this is in the capital of Peru, which for $1, Evan, is what?
Peru. No, South America you're talking?
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's a vegetable. Kinda. But the whole name isn't the thing, it's part of it.
Go ahead.
Lima. Lima, Peru. Detectives immediately knew they were dealing with a professional hit. The criminals had riddled the taxi with 40 bullets, yet stole nothing from the dying driver and passenger. So it ends up she was going to a John, and there was, from what it looks like, a rival gang that's quote unquote pimping the hose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you cannot. So, right now, instead of cracking down on the violence, let's ban the miniskirt because that is going to help. That's going to save lives.
Sure makes sense in a roundabout sort of way, I guess. If you could string that logic together, I guess you can.
Listen, and ladies, I'm going to give you a tip about men. You can wear a goddamn grocery bag and cans on your feet, and we're still going to try to hit on you and, tap that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But the way they're going about solving the whole problem, anyway,
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Me and Evan have talked about that before. That like men and shit, we don't care about your shoes. None of that bullshit. Oh, I got Christian Dior's on.
Yeah.
Who? Where do you get those? Payless or something? Yeah, we don't care about that shit.
Guys will screw a sock. Just
But
remember
man, yeah, and we have. Japanese aquarium cheers up lonely sunfish with cardboard cutouts of people.
Oh,
I guess nobody
Whatever
is.
it takes.
Yeah. Hey, I'm cool with that. I'm kind of get. I mean, there's part of me that I say I'm against like keeping animals in captive and shit, but yet behind me sits like a 75-gallon fish tank. So I'm not going to say too much about that shit, but I am anti-zoo.
Yeah. Well, something like little goldfish. I mean, they're bred for it. They're simple little things with a 7-second memory, you know.
Yeah, and I probably honestly these fish in the wild would have probably been eaten already. So
They wouldn't already exist in the wild. They're there because you have them.
yeah. So
Otherwise, they
I
wouldn't
saved them.
exist.
I saved them. I'm like, I don't know what I'm like. I'm just gonna shut up.
We're gonna get chickens.
You know, speaking of chickens, Evan, I got one right here. This sumbitch hasn't laid a fucking egg. Ever.
You've probably been choking it too much. I knew it.
So anyway, so yeah, no mini skirts in Peru, Evan. So Evan,
That'll solve those gang shootings.
yeah, it sure will. I look for Peru to have zero crime next year. So there's a big rock, a rounded rock, in Oregon, and some guy put those googly eyes on it.
Sweet.
And I'm looking at it now. It's quite funny. You might want to go look at that. Oh yeah, there's a New York botanical garden that has these flowers in it that smells like garbage and rotting corpse. And people are paying to go inside and smell that shit. The fuck is wrong with people, man?
That's horrible.
I don't mean to
Why?
cuss, but man.
No, it's amazing that people pay money for.
Oh, Evan, escape monkey update.
Oh yeah, how are our monkeys?
They still ain't telling us how many are still out.
Was that in North Carolina?
Yes, sir. And this was updated January 24th, 2025.
Okay, 4 days ago.
Yep. It looks like 4 more monkeys were captured.
There's
Oh.
10 missing or something?
Yeah.
Were?
Yes. And I think we did another update where they caught 3. So I'm thinking there's still 3 missing.
They're long gone.
And you know what I want more than anything? A right-hand man monkey. I want to train a monkey. You remember that movie it was a movie, Every Which Way But Loose.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want, an orangutan that just goes to work with me and shit, hands me tools.
Yeah, punches people out of
Yeah, one of my coworkers gets, because there's a couple of them, Evan, that are quite younger than me. A few, most of them kids in there could be my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They call me old man.
Oh no!
I get grandpa, even though I am all them things.
Yeah.
Nah, we fuck around a little too much sometimes. We have fun though. Yeah.
You got it.
So yeah, we're catching the monkeys. I don't think we're gonna catch too many more. I'm kind of with you, Evan. I think a bear or something could have got them.
Are they just gone?
You think anybody caught one and just kept it?
What is it? The monkeys you can have till they get a certain years old, and then they get kind of violent. I mean, most of them they use in films. Those are.
Yeah, they
I
usually.
don't know all my difference. Your chimpanzees, your orangutans, are different kind of.
The chimpanzees are the ones that are real lovable and shit when they're young, but then they can get vicious. They get vicious, and they're like people. The older they get, the crankier they get.
Yeah, I don't know about monkeys. I've never known anyone to have a monkey in captivity, which I'm sure you're not even allowed.
And plus, you know, how great would it be to pull up at a gas station, roll down your window, look at some strange chick, and say, "Hey, want to pet my monkey?"
As your monkey gets out and pumps the gas,
No.
swipes the card for you and all that.
Oh, see? You're making me want a monkey more and more.
Gas station monkey.
Man killed by stray weight at Colorado track and field meet.
Stray weight?
Yeah.
What flying?
There was a youth track and field meet in Colorado, and the kid was doing the thing with the weight on it, and you know where they spin around and then release it. I don't know what it's called, and I'm not going to open up the article. But yeah, that broke.
Oh.
Hit the dude in the head. He died.
That can happen.
Yeah, that's horrible. That would, them kids hurt. I mean, I hope it wasn't his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine that?
That is horrible.
Man pushed onto New York subway tracks by homeless man says he will ride again.
Really?
Nah. Not unless I'm packing. And then I'm going to be looking at every homeless guy. Be like, is that motherfucker that pushed me?
Pushed you onto the tracks. That's scary.
Man, he's trying to kill you. Well, if you're heading up to Lake Erie this weekend, Evan, there's a Canadian freighter trapped in the ice that's known for breaking ice.
Not this time.
Take a fucking Ford Ranger up there.
Stuck in the ice, huh? They're going to be there for a little bit longer.
There's this one again, a headline. A blooming plant that reeks of gym socks and rotting garbage has thousands lining up for a whiff.
Gym socks and
why would you want to smell that? And if you do, I got garbage and I can give you some of my work socks. I can stuff the garbage in the dirty work sock.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Mittens the cat is mistakenly left on a plane, never claimed, and becomes a frequent flyer now. Because
Just lives on the jet?
Yeah, well, one of the stewardess adopted her, and so she flies with the stewardess. I wonder if any
like that or not.
I wonder if anybody complain. I hope she don't like put the litter box like right in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah, but people with allergies and stuff, I wouldn't think they would have something like that on a jet. But
yeah, and what if Mittens? What if her 9 lives doesn't agree with her, and she goes and takes a big old douche? You are in a tube. It's not like you can open up a window.
Cats could they can tear it up. It's bad.
Yeah, fuck you, Mittens. You got to go. If I'm on that plate, I'm like, nah. Unless Mittens is like outside with the little goggles and a fucking scarf on, there's no way me and Mittens are flying together.
Yeah, I like cats, but I don't know. I'm a little allergic to them, and I don't need to share a jet with them.
No.
No, they need to be in their own place, their own compartment.
It was either him or me, and I won. British retiree at a laundromat, Evan, gets approached by 2 muggers. Fights back and whoops both of them. Holds one for police.
Nice.
Awesome. Hold on, I gotta see how old he was. If he was a retiree. 84 years old. Armed.
Took 2 dudes down, huh?
Armed only with a pair of trousers. Beat back two muggers half his age who tried to rob him at a laundromat in northern England. And there you go to the people that say, "Oh, there's no crime in England." There's you, big suck it. They're trying to beat up old people in laundromats.
Yeah, they got their problems over there too. It's not roses. I want to go back to the cat thing. I got a question.
Okay.
Maybe one of our viewers know. I saw some clip about a cat that lives in a Lowe's, and some people were saying like every Lowe's has a cat that they have like lives there for like pest control and stuff. And have you ever heard that? Any of our listeners work at Lowe's know that?
I don't
I'm
know.
curious. Or no, maybe it was Home Depot. One of those. I thought it was Lowe's.
See, I kind of want to get a part-time job like at a Lowe's or someplace like that.
Oh, I think it would frustrate you like the job that you had a year or so ago.
Oh yeah, I did do that, didn't I? I forgot
because you worked somewhere where half the people were dumbasses
and the other half were fucking lazy.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
You get frustrated with them because I've dealt with some of the people there, and you try to ask them something, then they get out their smartphone and, well, I don't know. This says aisle 12. I don't know. I mean, all they want for you is to leave them alone, you know? I think it would drive you nuts after a while.
Dude, I remember that was one of the jobs that I had. I won't mention the place, but I quit. I walked out because I was like, I was off. I worked Friday, Saturday. I worked like Tuesday through Saturday, and I had Sunday and Monday off. So I drive by this place Sunday. I see a pallet of shit knocked over. I get back on Tuesday, and the same pallet's still outside knocked over. I said, "Hey man, why didn't nobody clean that up?" And he's like, "Well, we were waiting for you." I was like, I walked right to I took off that fucking smock. In fact, one of my homies had drove by. Like it was either that day or a couple days before. But he asked me to come to work for him. And that's when I was doing the construction shit and doing flooring and shit like that. But when he said that, man, well, they called me and said, "Will you do an exit interview?" I was like, "You damn right I will." Man, I was like a snitch up in there. I was like, this shit is happening. And I told him, I said, "Look," I was like, "here's the reason I'm quitting." And I was straight up with him. And I was like, half the people that, you got on that management team ain't worth a fuck. And it was like 3 months later, dude, all the management switched. So,
yeah.
I didn't say nothing that was a lie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
retail's a tough place to be.
And if you get managers, and we had one dude that was just, man, if you were a dude, you were screwed if this dude worked, because you'd be working your ass off, but why he set up at the register flirt with the underage girls. It's like, she's 17, dickhead.
Yeah.
Elk on a shelf. Colorado wildlife officials rescued elk tangled in a rope on ice climbing route.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad they found him, though.
Use a crane.
Oh, what would you do, man?
You get a crane. What do they weigh?
An elk? Some of them things are huge, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matt's in the room now. Matt,
Yeah,
Matt, what's a big ass elk weigh? He'll know. That's my hunt. Anything I need to know about hunting, you ask Matt. I think those get pretty big. I know they don't get as big as like moose and shit like that. And
Yeah.
what's a plural for moose? Is it mooses? Is it meese?
I think I don't know, elk.
What's a big ass elk weigh? Oh my god.
Come on, give me the weight. I
Oh,
don't know, I'm
come
looking
on,
through.
Evan.
I'm
You're killing me.
yeah,
Well,
I'm
full
just.
grown elk, male elk, a big
I went to
bull.
I went to Wiki. I thought they would give me some.
Oh no, you should have just put that shit in Google.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Well, I think that's it on the news anyway. Miniskirt banned in Peru. Evan is totally against.
Yeah. 1,300 pounds.
Yeah. Imagine one of them running up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
That's why I said get a crane.
we end our news and we always do the bozo criminal of the day. And we actually have one today. This one's from Los Angeles, California, Evan. They got a lot of stuff going on in LA right now.
Yeah, they do.
It would seem we have our first ever violation of Bozo Rule number 987, which states you can't carjack a driverless car. Oh my fucking God.
You knew the time would come.
In case you don't know, LA has several driverless Waymo. They're called Waymo robo taxis on the streets. Our bozo hopped in and attempted to commandeer the vehicle, but he was thwarted by remote technicians who disabled the car.
No kidding.
Not only can they disable the car, Evan, but they can also lock the doors. They have complete control of your electric vehicle.
Of course they do. I mean, one of our cars we can unlock from, we can lock and unlock it from satellite. Yeah.
Uh,
That's awesome. Those driverless cars, I watched a video of these people just stuck in traffic, and this cop's trying to direct the thing, and he's waving his arms like go around, and the driverless car is just sitting there like we're gonna wait this out, and these people are sitting in the back like we can't do anything. We're not done with. We're not. It's not perfected. We're not
no,
ready.
no, we're not even close to ready. You ask any, um, for some reason, I know a lot of smart people. I am not one of them, but I know a lot of, and I know a couple of electrical engineers. And I asked them, I was like, man, are we ready for this? They were like, no. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
if 50% of the cars on the road went electric right now, it would shut down the grid.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just at that point, we're not ready for it. Our sophistication with everything is yeah, it's getting out of control. No, we're
Yeah.
not ready.
And just because government tries to put a mandate on something doesn't mean it can happen because we weren't ready. It was a pipe dream. Look, I'm actually seeing some of the vehicles, and there's a lot of shit that can go wrong with them. And once it starts going wrong,
And exactly, people are getting tired of it. The absolute complexity of new cars and to get them fixed.
yeah,
And like if you talk to some like mechanic friends and people, you realize a lot of them look at what they're coveting that was made 20 years ago.
yeah,
Your Buicks with your 3800s. Some of these cars that were so simple but would run a couple 100,000 miles if you just maintained them easily. And some of the new cars, the cost of them and the complexity. If something goes wrong, you got to be an electrical engineer. You got to plug in and go through all these systems. And I think with the cost of it, we're going to see a big backlash in time. I think cars will kind of get scaled back where people are like, we don't want
yeah,
all these overboard features.
yeah,
Cars are turning into big appliances on wheels. They're getting too high tech. Weird thing, I don't know, I shouldn't say. Working at Caterpillar, years ago, your motor graders. If people don't know what a motor grader is, it's this crazy long contraption. It's got two wheels in the front, four in the back, and it's got a blade in the middle. They use to scrape roads and cut ditches and all kinds of craziness, plow snow. They're cool machines. Those things, they had levers. You had a steering wheel and you had a bunch of levers that ran your implements. Your blade up and down and side shift and this and that. And then they went to these joystick controls some years ago with no steering wheel.
Wow.
They're pretty high tech. It's like it's video game.
Yeah.
And I never drove motor grader. I drove a lot of wheel loaders that are all hand joystick control. But if you drive a wheel loader, turning a steering wheel for 8 hours will kill you. You're whipping a machine back and forth loading a truck. You can't, But the motor graders, they got so high tech that the sales just started to drop because all these little like townships that would get a motor grader every so many years and they would wash and wax this thing. They didn't know how to work on them.
No.
They didn't know how to deal with them. They were so high tech that they couldn't just plug in and check pressure here, check pressure here.
No.
They had to go through all these systems and stuff that I've worked on, and it's crazy, high tech systems. Redundant systems where you actually have two complete systems running all the time in case one fails. There's a backup. It's really nuts. But anyway, I'm seeing the same thing going to happen with cars.
I think so too.
That it's just like people are getting to the point. It's like, I don't want all these crazy features.
Yeah.
I want something that's comfortable. I want decent mileage, and I don't need all the frills and crazy screens and I hate the screens because they're giant distractions. You get going down the road and
dude,
heat. Do I want this seat? Do I want on level 2? Do I want on level 3? Okay, let's turn the fan thing. I will tune this. You're not watching the road. I want to know
at all.
I know here's heat, here's volume. Give me knobs that I can reach and I know where they are in my own vehicle. And I can't believe there's not more accidents of people just in their screens, because sometimes you almost get lost while you're driving. You know, you forget, hey, I'm driving a freaking 4,000-pound vehicle.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, these screens are getting huge. And this year is probably the biggest I've seen them. There's some of those 16, 17 inches. You don't need, but you can get pulled over for your cell phone in your hand.
Oh, I need to go out and look at new cars because I never really go out, but I have peeked at some of those Teslas, and it's like when we all went to those flat screen TVs at our home computers.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those things sticking out of the dash.
It does.
Damn, that's a nice size monitor. I'd like to have that at home.
And I think they're kind of gaudy looking.
Teslas?
Yeah. No, those big screens in there.
Oh yeah, it's the dashes are very plain in the screen. It's just I want a speedometer and
yeah.
Well, you don't need a tack, but I want just regular. I guess you don't need gauges. All you need to know is your damn speed. It's not like you need to know your water temp and your oil pressure and all that crap.
Somebody
you need to know how much battery and speed you got.
I'm just kind of scrolling. Somebody's got their 2024 Tesla Cybertruck for sale. It's used, Evan. $116,995. I wouldn't give you $20 for one.
Those things, I finally have seen a couple in traffic, and
they are ugly.
They're ugly. They're different. They're unique. They're whatever. But it's I've never seen people who don't even really pay attention to cars really that much. Like my woman. She hates those things. The hatred that people have for them, and they've been graffitied places and stuff. It's one vehicle that's like people are. I've never seen a single vehicle drive a reaction in the public that much.
Yeah.
There's been some ugly cars built in our time. I mean, people used to, bitch about the Pacer back then.
Oh,
but the reaction to the Cybertruck, man, that's different.
Man. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, to each his own. If you like the Cybertruck, you like it.
Oh, it's not styling. It's just I don't know. It's I guess it's styling in its own. But
look,
I just don't get it. The point of it, the point of a truck that weighs that much, that is completely worthless as a truck itself. and doesn't have a range. Okay, it's bulletproof. It's just it's a big dumb vehicle, and I it's pointless.
Yeah. Well, I when was it? Was it last night or the night before? And when I was sick a little bit, I watched some of the Scottsdale Barrett Jackson,
Hmm.
and those cars on there. They had like a '53 Ford pickup that was totally redone. You know,
Hmm.
oh my God, just the curves and shit on vehicles. That's what's missing. These things nowadays, man, they just look cheap.
Yeah,
But
it's well, the government has dictated the styling that the front end has to be this size, and you have to have this many square inches of tail light on, and it's the government has driven the design and has taken the designers out of it. And
yeah,
yeah, there's nothing like,
well,
the
and
classic cars as far as look, but I'm wondering to the point where with new cars being so expensive, if you watch some of those Barrett Jackson auctions, like not okay, Friday, Saturday night, that's the cream of the crop. That's the high dollar stuff.
yeah,
But if you watch like Tuesday through Thursday, it's more of your everyday, you
yeah,
know, you can
drivers
find
and
some cars there $20,000 to $30,000 sometimes. Nice street rods that are built with all the best shit, and you're just like, you know what? I should buy that and daily drive the snot out of it. For which you figure the price of what you get for a new car for 20, 30,000.
yeah,
It's like, you know what? I should buy this handcrafted automobile with all the finest parts made and drive the snot out of it. I don't know. I could see that happening with some people. It's getting to that point. New
yeah,
cars are just getting so expensive,
yeah,
and
and being somebody that around them, and like you said, the government has like they got to meet EPA standards. So like they went from a lot of metal screws and stuff to plastic clips. And
keeping weight.
yeah, it's like, oh my God. You know how harder you make that on the mechanic making plastic shit.
It's all about where we can save weight so we can put it somewhere else. And I will
Yeah.
say, they put the weight into the skeleton of it, making cars
Right.
extremely safe these days. There's no question in that. And the small windows, they're like I said, these cars are not new cars aren't made to drive; they're made to wreck.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it does
that's
seem
really
like
what they're
that
designed for.
because, and I'll be the first to admit, uh, I would much rather, if I was going to get into a bad wreck, I would much rather be in a new car than I
Mhm.
would some like 70 Challenger.
Yeah, that's why my 65 Cutlass that I was before I got sick was building to be my daily driver. Overdrive transmission, and I did this and this, and I think to myself, I want to put a roll bar in it, not just for that racing kind of thing. It's just because I could put a 4-point harness,
Yeah,
because I have lap belts. I don't have a steering column that
right.
collapses. So if I get in a head-on collision, I'm going to be impaled on a steering column. I'm
Mm-hmm.
dead. If I get hit from the side, the car doesn't even have crash beams in the doors.
No.
If I get hit from the side, I'm dead. So I'm like, I want to put a simple roll bar in it so I can put 4-point, and have a bar that at least some protection that if I get in a wreck, I can maybe, live.
Yeah, maybe walk away from it.
I'm not saying walk away. I'm thinking maybe I'll live.
Yeah.
You know,
Evan,
that's the thing that sucks.
we let's jump on a couple of these lists before we get out of here. And it's getting to be tax time, Evan. People are gonna go out, hopefully get some money back. I usually break even. I'll owe one, get money from another, and then have to kick in a couple bucks, bastards. But these are 10 signs robbers have marked or cased your home.
Mm.
I always say that too. At Christmas try to burn your boxes or, take them to a dumpster or something. Don't leave that shit out in front of your house. Number one on the list, unfamiliar people on the street. Yeah, sometimes, man, they'll work in groups and they'll go around with clipboards and shit, so you think they're selling shit or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
they're scoping the neighborhood.
And then someone else comes along after no knock, no answer at the door.
Mm-hmm. Then boom. Strange cars parked on corners. Yeah, that's probably going to be the people walking around. But yeah, if you got somebody keeps driving around real slow, you don't recognize them.
Oh yeah, we reported around here. I mean, there was actually a person that does cruise around here, and everyone has gotten to know him. This is an old couple. They come up here and bird watch.
Oh, no kidding.
But people have said, "Hey, have you seen this car here?" And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's these people."
That's why it's always good to have be on good terms with your neighbors and like let them know and shit when you're going out of town, shit like that.
Well, we're fortunate to have a neighborhood Facebook page, so it's
Yeah.
nice that you can alert about some things or ask a question, and yeah,
Oh,
I'd
number
watch
3.
out for that.
Yeah, number 3, flyers stuck indoors.
Yeah, that's one thing I was always bad at in my house. Is I would pull into the garage and go in the kitchen. I would never check the front door or forget, and that stuff sticks in the doorknob, and then the people think, oh, they're not home.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they put stick inside the door, loop it through the door handle or whatever.
Uh New social media followers. Oh, I never thought of that. If you post where you are all the time and shit.
Well, do you remember years ago, our friend Brad Hirsch was at a gig? He announced, "Hey, I'm my band. I'm at a gig." Someone broke into his house, stole a bunch of his guitars.
Oh, I do remember
Uh,
that.
Another friend, Jason Grubb, he was at a gig, and someone tried to break in, and his woman and kid were there. But the guy was
Oh,
thinking, "Oh, Jason's at a gig. I'm gonna see what kind of equipment he's got at his place." So, yeah, that's why I don't. The people that announce they're going on vacation or posting pictures from vacation, it's like, you kind of want to be careful. You never know. But I keep
yeah.
my Facebook locked down pretty tight in general.
Or take the pictures,
Hmm.
post them Monday when
Right
you
when
get
you get home.
yeah, on your lunch break or something. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's not a bad idea right there, Evan. Fake survey guys. Yeah, this is all kind of the same.
Hmm.
Strangers taking pictures. Yeah, especially if they're up in the window and shit. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Haven't had this here, but I did have this happen in Decatur. People showing up at your door with an emergency.
I've never had that. No.
Well, I think you were gone. I think you were up north that weekend. But I think they went to your house next. And well,
Hmm.
I yelled at them. They were heading over there because the guy's walking around with a gas can,
No,
wanting
I don't recall
somebody
that one.
to give him a ride to the gas station. I'm like, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh, this is an old ass list, Evan. I have to find the date on it. It says hang-ups on your landline.
Somebody called and hung up. They're checking if we're home,
Yeah.
seeing if they're home. Yeah, yeah. Back when you could call, there's like I was thinking about that the other day. Some of the dumb shit we did as kids. You can't prank call anyone anymore. Everybody
No.
knows where it's coming from. Those days are over. That's
You
a trend gone by.
Oh, I tell you one thing we used to do is that there was this guy in our neighborhood when we look, and I'm gonna already tell you, you're gonna say, "Ow, that ain't right." We were young, we were 11, 12, maybe 13, but we used to order pizza for this old dickhead that lived catty corner from us, and
Hmm.
we'd call one place, and then once that delivery driver left, we'd call another place. And we'd send him like 3 or 4 pizzas and on the weekends.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
yeah. Service workers. Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah, you
showing
gotta watch.
like DoorDash people. Yeah, see, people are way too comfortable with that shit.
I have a friend who runs a heating and air conditioning biz, and he had someone work for him, and
Oh,
they were in some guy's basement, and the guy he made a statement like about a guitar or something that the guy had down there, and he said, "I got rid of him." That was it.
now wasn't there?
You-
I think are we talking about the same heating and air conditioning, the vent guy, or I mean the carpet guy?
no, no,
Oh, okay.
no.
Well, he had a guy that a ring had come up missing, and it wasn't no fucking cheap ring. It was like a $47,000 diamond ring,
Ooh.
and it came up missing. Why these people were, he had them in the house, and I don't know what. I heard the guy got arrested for it. So I don't know if he turned over the ring or. You would have to.
That's
You'd be stupid to go to.
Be careful who you have in your house. And I'm always like, keep the garage doors shut. I don't want people seeing cars and tools. And it worries me.
Evan, you want to see if we're good guys?
Sure.
Okay, men who are considered universally good guys have these 8 rare qualities. Let's see if we at least can get one. He's kind to everyone. I think I am. Until you give me a reason not to be.
I'm same way.
I've never judged anybody, on anything. I don't care what religion. I don't care what you look like. I just, if you're a good person, man, I fucks with you.
Yeah, unless you give me a reason otherwise.
Yeah.
That's
And then I'm just done. Once I'm done, I have no need for you. He's genuinely optimistic about life. I try to be.
I do too, but it gets tough.
Man. Yes, because let's be honest. Life, it sucks.
Well, let's be honest. Things aren't getting better.
Right.
I just see the continual trend of things as they've been in the last 20, 30 years, and I'm seeing the fun getting zapped out of life.
Right. Well, that, and we're getting older. When we were younger, it was like, we had cares, but man, we could go and, even when we were in our early 20s, go and have a beer or smoke a joint. Now we're trying to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's different.
Number 3, he loves you for you.
There you go.
So I think most guys, I don't know too many guys that are just with women for a single reason. If you're with somebody, there's multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You can be yourself around him. Yeah, that would suck if you couldn't.
Yeah.
These are 8 signs, or 8 rare qualities good guys have. He's attractive physically and emotionally. Look, I ain't gonna lie. In my 20s and 30s, I look like I was maybe 18, 19 years old. Now, man, shit's sagging on me, Evan. I got crow's feet going on. So I don't know about the attractive anymore.
Well, stay mentally attractive.
Yeah, I guess. He spends like you.
Spends?
Yeah, like money.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? That is a very important quality in a relationship that I think sometimes gets overlooked. Because if you got a guy that ain't spending shit, but yet you got a, woman going and buying these, purses and shoes and all that shit, and that dude's paying for it, eventually, that's going to be a bad deal.
Yeah, he's gonna get tired of that.
Yeah, quick. He's willing to work through your issues. Whew, and ladies, let me tell you something about your issues. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I recommend you do not.
Yeah. 8, he puts you first. Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go. There's 8 qualities that I think we're good men, Evan.
I hope so.
I think we got a
Yeah.
couple of those.
I feel like I'm trying to groove on all those.
Now, one thing I was accused of, we'll go through this one real quick. I was accused of not having empathy one time. They were like, don't you have empathy for people? I think I do. But I also feel you kind of got to try to help yourself before, and that's the only thing I was telling this person, and they got a little shitty with me, and that's when they told me I have no empathy. So I want to go through this and see if I do any of these. 10 phrases people use when they have no empathy. I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't think I've ever said that.
Yeah, that's almost goes back to the narcissistic last week. Hey, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah. I think this is almost the same list, bro, because I ain't going to go all through it. You're overreacting. I think it is. I think it was just a different way. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much the same list from last week. You wouldn't understand. It's not my fault. It's not
Basically,
that bad.
Don't be a narcissistic douchebag.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to get to this. I'm going to bookmark this for next week and hope it stays. But one we'll get to next week for you single ladies out there. 15 red flags men look for on the first date.
Oh, wow. Wait for that one.
Here, I'll give you just a teaser. Being late without an explanation.
They love that.
Yeah. Men love waiting. I walked out of a damn doctor, went home and took my own stitches out because I wouldn't wait. Think I'm waiting for you at fucking Chili's?
I'll take my own rectal temperature. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got this.
Anyway, Evan, it has been show 148, I think. Ain't that what I put? I think.
I think so. That sounds right.
Okay. 148. Tell these beautiful people goodbye.
All right, you beautiful people. Hope you have a wonderful week. Oh, it's Tuesday already. The weather's, we're going to get some rain this week. And temperatures are coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Go out and do something. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, yeah. I'm sorry, Evan. I did not mean to step on you, man.
I was just going to say, be good to one another.
He steals my shit every week, but I still say it. Anyway, guys, thank you. We love you. Peace. Be good to one another. Remember, if you like what we're doing here, just share it. Tell your friends, hey, I watch these two dumb guys on usually Monday nights, and we don't talk politics. We try to get your mind off that politic bullshit, because if you try to turn on any other thing, any late night shows or anything like that have all become politicized and fucking shit. They suck, all of them. I don't care what side. I don't want to hear that shit. Make me laugh.
Yeah.
But anyway, gang, we love you. Peace. Be good to one another. See you next week for show 149, I think. And YouTube, have a good night.
Later.